Hey, coming at you live from beautiful where? DNHQ2 in South Pasadena, California. This is Blue Heaven Podcast. What's going on, guys? My name is Beardman. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. Beardman.
You don't go by Beardman on
You
should change it at Beardman. I'm Brooke. You can find me at BrookeMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. Today we're going to talk about we have some stuff going on in the bullpen there, Chief.
In the bullpen, yeah. So today's show, I'm calling it Kenley. We got to talk about the greatness that is Maxwell Stephen Muncy on another planet. Baseball might have itself a rock-hard problem.
Didn't.
Oh, wait.
Perfect. Yeah.
I wanted to set this up in front of you, but somebody was late.
No. I like where it's at right there.
And we're going to be previewing the Yankees series a little bit, along with the very, very ugly uniforms both teams will be wearing. But yeah, we'll dig into that a little bit. Of course, we're doing this as a pregame show today, so you guys, I don't know, give us some picks to click. Who do you guys think's gonna hit a dinger or something like that? Probably Max Muncy.
A ding-donger.
And we're gonna do like a reminder for a purse giveaway thing we're doing on the internet. Anyways, we have to give a shout out first to our partners. You guys see it like right over there. I have the screen in front of me again so I can see it. But Sportscaster, over at sportscaster.com, you can look like a pro, sound like a pro, show up whenever you want, like Brooke B3. I get it. There's traffic in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but
with built-in studio graphics and access to special events, look like a pro, sound like a pro, do all that cool stuff. So if you want to live stream, be like us, do whatever, anything in that. Well, don't do whatever. Don't be like weird about it. But go to sportscaster.com today. That is CASTR.com. Of course, after our live stream, and hell, even after the Dodger game.
You said don't do whatever.
Don't do whatever. We don't want to see no wangs is what I'm saying, guys.
That's a good call. Wangless. I like that. The name of my next podcast. No wangs.
No wangs.
No wangs. Don't forget, guys, this is a live stream, so make sure you guys drop in your comments into the sections below wherever you're watching it, whether it be YouTube or Twitch. I think we have 2 Twitch streamers now, or watchers.
Wow.
Watchers, that's what you call them, right?
Step up your game, Perez.
Facebook, we got Periscope. We're not doing Instagram. So,
we don't do Instagram. I think you did poorly
I did.
one time, right?
I did. I had like 35 people, and they all sent me kissy faces.
Wow,
I didn't understand what was happening. And then people asked me what it's like being on the Dodgers, and I was like, I think they think that I'm important. I understand, most white baseball players kind of look the same.
Yeah.
If I were to generalize a race, white people definitely look the same.
Yep.
As one, I can say that. We're going to jump right into it, guys, but, there's one main topic that we're basically talking about today. We basically want to talk about one thing.
Yeah, today is going to be one of those days, guys, as you very well know it. But first, let's get into a little bit of the love that we're seeing here. We got Janae already in the stream. We got, hey, guys, from Janae, what's going on? How you doing? We got Hatfield in the stream, already trying to get in on Kenley. Davos saying bias for closer. That one we'll have to touch on a bit.
Janae has a good question about the purse giveaway.
We'll let you know in a while. But I think we're announcing tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that's what's supposed to be happening. We got Jay, the old guy from South Dakota, in his own words. South Dakota. What else? We got people. We appreciate Jack's in the stream. What's going on, Jack? Good to see you. We get it. We get everybody very, very hard on Kenley.
I thought you were going to say Pedro. It's kind of just like a default to say Pedro Baez, but, I get it. We get it, guys. We see it in the comments. We definitely see it already.
So while, of course, the Dodgers are at 40 games over 500 ahead of play today on Thursday with Kenta Maeda on the mound.
Thursday.
Kenley now has 6 blown saves on the season, which is one shy of his career high of 7. I get that because 1 + 6 is 7. He set that record, if that's what you want to call it, back all the way back in the year of our Lord 2012, which was incidentally his first year closing. So,
oh my God,
it's been a while since Kenley struggled this bad. Career high 3.7 ERA. While the peripherals look a little bit better. I mean, he's still striking out people. He's surprisingly not allowing a lot of base runners by WHIP. 2 walks per 9 is about the same it's been over the last couple of seasons. Funny enough, his fielding independent pitching ERA, or FIP if you're nasty, is better this year than it was last year. But why is he so bad?
FIP if you're nasty is a good name for a podcast too. That's a good one, yeah. Okay, so let's really dive deep down into these numbers, because there are a lot of weird numbers when you look at Kenley Jansen.
Yeah.
He's the 16th lowest ground ball percentage among qualified relievers. That's with 40 innings or more as of this moment. 16th worst. That's pretty low in ground ball percentage. Yeah, actually, Josh Hader is actually one of the worst with ground ball percentages. That's because he strikes out a lot of people.
Yeah.
Kenley Jansen doesn't strike out nearly as many people. He does get the Ks occasionally. 8 home runs allowed right now. That puts him about 1.5 per 9 innings. He was at 1.6 last year. So by that stat, he was actually worse last year, slightly. But he was at a 0.7 mark in 2017, which is what fans are used to seeing.
Yeah.
The standard we're used to holding him at, the elite closer that we wanted from him, and we're not getting that. His fastball velocity is in the 35th percentile for pitchers in the major leagues, which that's a big drop-off from being in the top, I think he was in the top 80th percentile or something like that. I mean, that's a big drop-off. So when you look at velocity drop, normally doesn't hurt pitchers that bad. But when you only have 2 pitches and they're both fastballs, tends to hurt a little bit. He throws the cutter almost 77% of the time.
Yeah.
When he's not throwing the cutter, he's throwing the four-seamer almost 12% of the time. When he's not throwing that, almost identical slider to the use of the four-seam fastball, which means if he's not throwing you a cutter, it's a straight fastball or a slider, and you can easily spot the difference between those two when you're a batter, on him in particular. So it makes sense. He's also in the top 1% of the league in hard hit percentage, so people aren't making a lot of hard contact off him. They're just getting the ball out every time, and it's making a difference. So he's got a lot of weird numbers.
Yeah, one of the things I had saw somebody say, and I was like, that's a really good way of putting it. It's like he just took too long to adjust in his career. It took too long to finally really develop that secondary pitch. Now it's at a point where he needs that secondary pitch, and in the same way you don't really want to see Jock Peterson learning a brand new position mid-season. You don't want your closer learning a new pitch mid-season.
I like how he went all Justin Verlander on him last night and just didn't talk to the media.
Yeah,
I'm taking shots at you, JV.
He got in trouble for that one.
He should.
Of course, they did kick out the media, I guess, last night. Everybody's waiting for Kenley Jansen. You don't blame him. I penned the piece, as the kids say, over on our DodgersNation.com about maybe it's time we look to somebody else, mainly Joe Kelly, to get a shot, and we'll get into where do we go from here in a second. But
Russell Martin.
Russell Martin, I think, honestly has really earned some clout. Is that no, that's not the word.
That's good.
He's earned some opportunities. R-Mart for closer 2019 is what I'm going for. But
the Colossus of clout.
It's been so tough with Kenley this year, and his what's the word I'm looking for? His stubbornness.
Suck.
Kenley's stubbornness to adapt and stubbornness to really acknowledge that he's not quite the same. Now it's once again rearing its ugly head, and it just looks bad when you don't want to talk to the media again, because you know it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same questions, and you're just going to get grumpy about it. You feel bad for the guy because he seriously has given so much to this organization, but now it's really hit a point where, Joe Kelly was hot garbage to start the season.
Yep.
No doubt was hot garbage, and he was given some time in lower intensity roles, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
He got straightened out, and he's been lights out over the last, since June has been amazing. I think ERA is under 1.4, under 1.5, something like that. I should know. I just did the article last night, but day's been long, and not enough liquid beer.
Courage.
Liquid beer.
Oh, liquid beer.
But I don't know, man. Let's back it up. Where do we go from here?
You asking me? I don't know anything about baseball.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been told I'm wrong no matter what I do.
This
Listen,
is cool.
You got a guy on your team that can throw upper 90s, touch triple digits in your bullpen. You have that guy. I would much rather throw that guy into a closing situation right now than I would a guy with a 92-mile-an-hour cutter that has the tendency to cut out over the middle of the plate up in the zone, and that's all you throw.
Yeah.
Joe Kelly has a slider. It's a very good slider.
Nasty.
Especially as of late. It's a very nasty slider. He hasn't given up a run since July 27th, and he's made 10 appearances in that time. He hasn't given up a run all of August. He struck out 9 batters in 6 innings. He's not walking anybody like he was before. If you were going off of recency, it would be him. There's no other way to put it. It would have to be him. I mean, you look at Kenley, and you and I spotted it like the first day of spring training when we were out on the practice field. It was like he was facing minor league hitters, and he looked like garbage, and he was frustrated, and he was pissed off, and he was yelling at himself.
Yeah, you were the one who was pointing out about him, like it looks like he was kind of pulling over or falling over a little bit more than he had in the past, and it just with that, ever since, and I, everybody wants to point to the heart issue. It's not so much the heart issue. What really did screw him up was even beyond overusage in 2017 and the postseason 2017. What really screwed the dude up was that hamstring injury. Ahead of 2018, because it got him into really, really bad mechanical issues, and then all of a sudden you started seeing that weird. He didn't have a 2-seamer, and then all of a sudden he was throwing some ball that was tailing this way, and they decided to call it a 2-seamer, even though it wasn't. That was just he lost his ability to throw a cutter, and the fact that you look at throughout his early career, he was like, I don't really know how I'm throwing the cutter, and now you're seeing his inability to consistently land that cutter. I don't know. Like you really, I think now it's only fair with how much he's given to this team over the years. You got you're 40 games up, over 500. You're 20 season high 20 games ahead of the next best in the division. You need that home field advantage, so it won't hurt to have somebody else different in that 9th inning. But I think it's only fair to the guy, also sort of to the fan base, but it's only fair to the guy to let him get right in a different situation, in a different low leverage situation, and let him figure it out. And more importantly, again, it seemed like it's sort of been more mental. It's a confidence thing than is necessarily his ability at this point, because you can get away, canning some dudes with 92.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Clayton Kershaw does a pretty good job of it, and he throws 90.
When's the last time he threw 92?
So, I mean, it's possible. It can happen. So what do you think in the meantime? Let's say they say, let's go with Joe Kelly as a closer for the next couple, or closer by committee, whatever you want to call it. They're going to call it closer by committee if they opt that route. They're not going to call it Joe Kelly's the closer.
No.
Which means we'll probably get to see PD close a couple of games, which will be exciting. So let's say they go that route. They start throwing some different guys in the 9th inning. What do they do with Kenley in the meantime? Is he throwing your 8th inning? Is he mixing in as necessary? What's he doing?
So his last 5 outings, 2 of them, the bookends were save opportunities. He blew both of them with solo bombs or whatever. I think they were both solo shots. In the 3 games in the middle, one of them was semi-high leverage. There was a tie game in the 9th, but otherwise he pitched 3 scoreless games, 3 scoreless innings in the middle games.
Yep.
Where he didn't have a save opportunity. Clearly, that's what I'm saying. At this point, again, it's a save thing. It's a mental thing for him. It's a block in a way. Now he's gotten so far in his head about it that I think he can handle being the 7th inning guy. The dude came up as a 7th and 8th inning guy, was blowing dudes away. Make sure we don't cut that part, blowing dudes away.
Blowing dudes away.
Yeah. We want to make sure, quickly. But, it really has hit a point, though, again, where it's only fair to him to try it in a different role and see if he can succeed for the better of him, the better embetterment I'm going to go with of the team potentially going forward. Him in 6th, 7th, 8th inning can be shut down.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to pitch the 9th inning.
No, and that's the thing that you and I had talked about before, too, is just there's this pride aspect of Kenley Jansen that has limited us in so many ways. Like, granted, he is the reason why we didn't go out and get like a Kimbrel or something similar to that, and I'm thankful for that because I did not want Craig Kimbrel on our team.
No.
And I think that was a good call there. But there is that awkwardness with him where you almost feel like, I think you're the one who said Dave Roberts is actually afraid of him, and that's why he keeps putting him in these situations, and he's not going to take him out because he's just like, I'm not going to screw with Kenley. He's going to be pissed off.
Yeah, I can't pull him right now, Mr. Kenley, sir.
He's going to murder me. So, I mean.
See Dave Roberts turtle away.
Yeah. So it is a little awkward, a little bit uncomfortable. Rhino Moore over on YouTube says, I think they should select a group of 2 or 3 relievers and rotate them to close games. Kelly, Baez, Sadler, Jansen, etc. I think Kelly and Baez for sure are going to be mixed in. I would like to see some more Casey Sadler. I feel bad for the guy having to get so many miles so early on with the team, being as great as he has been, and also not being used at all. But also, they've also done that with Adam Kolarek, where they're just not using him. And I think they know, they're like, we need those guys for the playoffs. There's no reason to use them right now. Specifically, Adam Kolarek, I think, is one of those guys where they're just like, we're not going to burn him out.
Well, you kind of want to see a little bit of a Kolarek, as I would say almost more specifically for Sadler. I really do feel that Sadler has earned a spot on the postseason roster. If you're coming down to, that 12th or whatever they're going to carry, 11, 12, 13 guys on the pitching staff, as much as I hate to say it, friend of the show or whatever, but, you might look at Casey and Ross battling for that last spot because, Ross hasn't thrown relief for a while. He's going to come back on September 1st-ish throwing in relief, and that's kind of the plan going forward, but you still don't know what you're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
He would have been a huge addition to the 18 bullpen, might have helped a lot, but of course he was gassed for that amount of time, but or after the second half of the season. But the good thing here is that we're blessed with options.
We have a lot, and a lot of them are in the minor leagues right now, coincidentally, or floating somewhere in between. And we got guys like Caleb Ferguson, who's probably not going to make the play. He's not going to make the playoff roster. You got guys like Yimmy, probably not going to be on the playoff roster, who are currently up in the bullpen, eating up innings, getting those getting us through those games where we're up 12-3 or whatever it is. I appreciate that.
I hate that Yimmy isn't as bad as he seems, but he still is that bad.
Dude, it's just because he gives up a solo home run every outing. Like he's never given up he's not giving up grand slams. No. He's not giving up bases clearing doubles or anything like that. The sun rises,
the sun sets. Yimmy Garcia serves up a solo shot to left field.
9th inning solo shot every time with the Dodgers up 10 or whatever it is. But Kolarek's pitched 3 innings with the Dodgers. 3 innings, and he's acquired almost July 31st.
22 days.
So we're 22 days into August. He's pitched 3 innings. Exactly. But in that time, he's produced 10 ground balls in 3 innings. So he is that guy that the Dodgers were hoping Scott Alexander, may he rest in peace, would be. And he, that's the playoff arm right there. If you can induce ground balls as a left-handed specialist, dude, game over. That's the guy you need in the playoffs. And Sadler's been kind of that guy too. He's just in that unfortunate we can afford to send you down to the minor leagues position right now.
You have options. We enacted the option.
Right.
Sorry, buddy, you're collecting some frequent flyer miles. So back on Kenley for a second. Connie over here, Connie Donahue on Facebook brings up a point. I'm not going to say a good point, but just a point. Because it is sort of a kind of misconception. Connie says it was a great pitch. The one that nobody that you never heard of hit out for a solo shot last night being Wednesday. It was a great pitch. The batter just hit it. Dave Roberts sort of shared the same sentiment. However, he agreed with the fact that he went to the well. Kenley went to the well one too many times in that. And you can't just keep throwing the same pitch in the same spot or near the same spot to big league hitters. Irregardless of whatever their name may be. So I agree. It might have been a good pitch. It worked earlier in the at bat, but it did not work when it counted. Lemonaire, I'm guessing Lemonaire here is very wealthy in lemons. Jansen shouldn't even be on the postseason roster if he keeps sucking like he is now.
No, he's easy on that part of it.
Yeah, you're a strong no on that, right?
Big strong no, definitely.
It's a poor take. I'm not booing you. I'm booing Lemonaire.
You don't really get that kind of playoff experience with your average bullpen arm, and he's pitched in a lot of big situations.
It's a career 2 ERA
in the
2.08 in the postseason.
Playoffs, that's the arm you need, and I understand he's not been great over the past 2 years. I get that.
Yeah,
but who's your trade-off then? Who are you going to bring in to? You got Ross Stripling out there in the bullpen instead of him? Yeah. Who you got? Come on.
There are so many arms, but that's what we're saying. We'll to get off of the Jansen situation a bit. Is it Joe Kelly time to you? or for you, at least a little bit? Is he your?
I think September's his month, man. I think they should run with him in September.
He's
he's
been lights out for more than half the season.
Kenley, according to Dave Roberts, is on that one appearance per series plan, which we don't know how long that's going to last given his struggles, because they kind of thought that would help him get ready for the playoffs, because that's the ultimate goal, is to get him ready for the playoffs. So we've expected to only see him one game per series. You got to hope there's going to be more than one save situation per series, because you want to win ball games, right?
I don't know with the way these bats go.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, you have weird days where you put up 1 run in 9 innings, and then you have days where you put up 12 runs in 2 innings. Like, it just happens. You never know.
I just saw the one from Perez 1619 over on Twitch.
Yeah,
rest in peace, Scott Alexander, Tony Sangrani. F's in the chat, boys. Everybody mash that F button and mash that heart button if you want a new closer for at least September to give it a trial run.
Hey, Perez, Miami sucks. Just for you.
In your face, sucker!
What about this one's a little bit odd, and I think he's starting on Saturday, but thoughts on Tony Gonsolin?
I think that's one of our bullpen arms for sure.
It's nasty.
People trash on Dustin May because of that relief appearance that he had, and that was bad. He did leave that pitch in a really bad spot, and he looked pretty bad that whole outing.
That happens.
He, in terms of your starters, though, you look at who your starters are. It does look like we're going to get Rich Hill back in some capacity.
Yep.
Sooner rather than later, probably just in time for the playoffs. Roberts had admitted that there's not really enough time to build him up as a starter, which
and then they flopped real quick, though.
Yeah, they were like real quick, like, he could be a starter. He's a starter. Yeah, he's a starter. He's a natural starter, and I agree with that. I think he does belong in the starting rotation for the bullpen because he, I don't know, he just belongs. If you look at that, there's no place for Dustin May or Tony Gonsolin in the starting rotation.
Oh,
come
absolutely
playoff time.
Absolutely
Come
not.
playoff
There's
time.
not even a spot for Kenta Maeda. This could be one of Kenta Maeda's, 1 or 2 last starts.
Yeah,
of the season.
I mean, you look at
And
September
should be.
when you get all those call-ups that are coming up. They're going to have a lot of young guys starting games in September because there's no need to throw your guys out there. Kershaw, I think, is going to start. I don't know, 2 games in September, and then he's going to work some innings in between. I think they're probably going to use him in a weird role for September, just because him in particular, they really need to be careful with. Walker Buehler, he'll probably get the same treatment as he did last year, where they just rode him all the way to the finish line for no reason. Rich Hill, hopefully he's going to get a lot of work. But you're going to see Gonsolin and May get a lot of work and audition for a bullpen role. And I think they're going to be dominant.
And that's where we parlay perfectly here. SD Dodger Tim, thanks for hanging out with us, Tim. Friend of the show. One of our fine writers over here at Dodgers Nation says, Gonsolin in the bullpen for the playoffs makes me hopeful. Because, again, anytime that dude can strike you out and he can get ground balls with that disgusting splitter.
It's killer, man. It's killer.
Plus, think of the cat shirts, guys.
Oh, those are going to be good playoff shirts.
Yeah, cat shirts with the champagne and the beer all over it, because he's going to be wearing like a rippy. That's what they call him, right?
Yeah,
so you white people
he probably
call it
has
a
a hairy
rippy.
chest too, right?
A rippy. I mean, Frank Zappa's got a lot of hairy on him, I believe.
That makes sense.
The other one, Janae does bring up to give us more. It worked perfectly, so thank you, Janae. We can give you a couple of points for knowing our run of show here, but
Janae.
we have to talk a little bit about the uncomfortableness of the Julio Urias situation, and of course, the suspension aside, they are talking about focusing on building him up a little bit as a starter over these next, in the middle now of 15 days. But there was definitely a blindsiding moment, and it seemed kind of, I don't know if it's odd. I understand that things take time. You want to get all the facts, even if they didn't ever get the video or whatever it is, because everybody continues to be obsessed about the video whenever they hear about this thing, which I get it. We're some messed up people here in the future, but the Urias thing kind of definitely blindsided the fan base. The organization barely knew about it a little bit before, and now there's once again this sort of black cloud surrounding him, where if you want to win the World Series, you need him. Unfortunately, you need him, but there's also like this weird fine line of, I'm going to keep going with the uncomfortableness of it, because while whatever happened, we don't know. We're never going to know exactly what happened because none of us were there. But something did happen, and while it wasn't something like, Aroldis Chapman firing discharging a firearm in his garage while he was in a heated debate with his significant other, or whatever the hell Addison Russell did and continued to do, be a mental bully after the fact. Despite whatever level of bad or whatever happened. Obviously, we try not to be too specific here. It creates now this uncomfortable black cloud for the team and for Julio, and even for Julio's significant other in the situation. And it's just unfortunate from start to end. But here we are in this, and now we're looking at the best lefty option, if not the top 1 or 2, 3 guys in your pen being Julio in any of those situations. Now it's going to be he's eligible for the postseason roster, but do you want to put him on your roster? Andrew Friedman said he has a roster spot, but then now that's going to be something following. The media is going to follow wherever the Dodgers go in the postseason. The media is going to follow that. How can you have this guy on your roster? All that kind of, crack journalism, as you will. So, man, it's just tough. It's really tough.
Yeah, and I almost would have preferred that they dished out that suspension immediately.
Yes.
I mean, that gives you a little bit more clarity on the situation. It just seems so weird to me that they took so long to follow through with this. I get that he had the couple days suspension, couple games suspension. I understand that, but what more could they have possibly seen or found out in the meantime that they didn't already know from the initial investigation that took about a week or something like that to really wrap it up and get an idea of what was going on in terms of like the criminal side of things.
Yeah,
I don't know why it took them so long to be like, yeah, you're suspended. But for me, that was the frustrating part, because it did kind of hit us out of nowhere. Like, oh crap, he is suspended. He's
very out of nowhere,
because now it's at a weird time of where a lot of fans are like, yeah, I don't feel good with him on the playoff roster. I don't feel comfortable with it. And I understand that. I totally get that for a lot of different reasons. But you were talking about it too. We don't have our own broadcast anymore covering our team come playoff time.
Yeah.
So it's going to get really uncomfortable when we're watching, what is the National League on TBS this year?
Yeah.
So when we're watching the TBS coverage of it, and
which there's
when
a
he
fair
comes
chance
in,
Joe Davis does get.
True. But so hopefully we get a little bit of that. But when you start focusing in on things like that, it starts to look really bad for your team. And I obviously understand that's not the ultimate point of this. That's not really what we're worried about. It's a conversation of ethics, and it's much bigger than that. But I mean, it is going to be something of a problem in playoff time, and it's going to be something that keeps coming up over and over again. And if you win a World Series, not necessarily that it comes with an asterisk, but it does come with a little bit of a weird taste in your mouth after.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like that's going to rub a lot of fans the wrong way. We've talked about it on Twitter with a bunch of different people, and everyone's either drastically one side or drastically other. Like it's one way or the other. And when you look at that, you kind of get nervous about it, and I'm interested to see how the Dodgers PR team handles it and how they follow through with it for the rest of the year, because that's a PR nightmare no matter what.
I'm happy we don't have to be the ones to deal with it.
I would not want to walk on eggshells with that.
We will deliver the news eventually as it comes down, or whatever else happens to come out of it. But
we'll tell you what we hear, and that's it.
in the comments below, but not really in the comments below. Well, from uncomfortable to a giveaway, I'm going to go ahead and play the video. Roll that beautiful bean footage while I'm talking a bit about it. But we are giving away these lovely, what is it, Dooney and Burks? I put Dunes, but Dooney and Borks or Burks, because I'm not a purse guy, but a lot of people are very, very hot on these purses. So we're doing this giveaway tomorrow, Friday. This part won't be in the podcast side, so whatever, F those people. But to enter this fine giveaway for these fine products, you have to do two things. So you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is youtube.com/DodgersNationTV, and subscribe to the email newsletter, that is DodgersNation.com/subscribe. So it's real simple. We're gonna just pick somebody. I don't think we're going to draw out of a hat, because that's a lot of names to go through. But
it's a big hat.
It's a very big hat.
I have a pretty big head, but I don't think I have
Actually, we're going to draw them out of those purses. Ooh. So, yeah, go do those things, guys. To Max Muncy.
That's a good purse.
It's a fine purse. You're ruining the part where I'm cutting the post-production.
Yeah, hold on.
And 3, 2, no. Max Muncy. like Max Unbelievable. I saw somewhere in the fine words of our fearless leader, who's not with us today. Rest in peace, as he has to deal with I think an open house or something, school children related. But in the fine words of our Gary Lee, who, as we all know, is very, very selective with his word choices here. He says he's a goddamn movie. Make Max Muncy's story a movie.
That is a good movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
I watched that. Teen Wolf.
From couch to almost Dodger history. That's pretty.
They made it a movie. It's called Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf 2.
Good night, everybody.
That's it. That's it for here.
That's the show. For Beardman, I'm Brooke.
For Beardman.
5 consecutive games with the homer as of this recording, which, again, is before the game on Thursday night, which tied a record. Because they just keep making up new records for us to break this year, which is, or at least break or tie. So thank you very much. Smacked another walk-off homer last night. He has 33 home runs on the season. Most home runs. He's second on the Dodgers all-time list with most home runs in their first 2 seasons with the Dodgers, behind the legend Sean Green. That's pretty cool.
I forget how good Sean Green was.
Oh, Greeny
I always
was a
forget
beast,
how good
man.
Sean Green was.
So Greeny, 2000 2001 had 73 bombs. Of course, those are full seasons. Max Muncy still has a month plus to play and is at 68. So Max Muncy is going to break that record. He already eclipsed Cody.
Right. This stat that you have down here, though, this is the one that rocked me. Like, this is the one where I was like, holy crap. Max Muncy is an almost 7-WAR player in 2019. Almost 7-WAR player. And I don't think people quite understand, like, how, what's the word? Insane that is? Is that the word I'm looking for? For reference, Mike Trout is like an 8-WAR player. Roughly.
Yeah.
Mike Trout is an 8.
This guy has been... you run out of descriptors with how good he's been, and it's impressive with how he started the season. He started the season pretty flat. You come into 2019 where you didn't expect anything out of him. Because you expected less than 0 out of him in 2018, and he goes and puts up 35. And now here we are, 33 with a month plus to play. He's continuing to play against lefties, something he couldn't do at the end of last season because they had so many bodies to try to squeeze in. And he's performing well wherever you put him. Like, he's been a defensive. I wouldn't call him a whiz, but he hasn't been a liability. He's been a positive.
That's all you can ever really hope for.
Yeah.
Not a liability.
Yeah, and Brooke and I know after playing softball last night, you don't want that many defensive liabilities. But, almost 7-win player in 2019, which is,
That's good.
You would be making a lot of money if that was some sort of prop bet you could have done in the off season leading up to this year. But most importantly, friend of the show Max over on Twitter alerted me to the fact that the Muncies got themselves a puppy before the game yesterday at some time, which is big if true. 2, I need to see that puppy.
Muncy puppy.
Muncy puppy.
Muncy.
That puppy. Yeah, man, checks all the boxes.
Yeah, that's good.
The name of the puppy, Jock Muncy.
Jock Muncy.
That's inaccurate, but seriously, make the man give the
man his statue already.
It is the statue. Yeah, just continue with the Koufax.
It's gonna be the Red Sox walk off with his. Even though that World Series we lost that, so it's not great, but.
He's been that's one of the things we really do want to do, and we got to do it at some point on the website this season is I forgot who we're talking to about it. Was it Jessica Beatty or somebody about how he's been the master of clapbacks this year? Yeah. Like, all right, we're probably going to forget to get back to it over here on the stream side of it, but what's been your guys' favorite? Was it the Go Get It Out of the Ocean, which probably obviously is going to be everybody's favorite, yeah. or him being like, are the Braves our rival? Is that like a thing?
So really?
And then the bat drops, the walk-off, the inadvertent cockiness. We love you, Max. Never change. Never change. Ever. Unless you're changing into a fine new shirt at the Dodger Nation shop.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Where's the... Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, you're getting good at that blind really button thingy.
Yeah. I keep forgetting where they're at, too.
Why don't you tell everybody about our fine all-new shop?
You were doing such a good job with the segue. That's what they call it, right? Guys, we have an all-new shop. As you can see here on the video, There's some good stuff here. That guy looks great. He's old but looks young. He's a silver fox. It includes the forever collectible friend of the show shirt, which I'm wearing today.
Yes,
it is phenomenal. So please support us. We have pillows, cups, blankets, beach towels, and pajama soft shirts. Pajama soft. That's how soft they are. They're soft as pajamas. I don't wear pajamas, so I don't know.
Yeah, no.
So visit Dodger.
Wholly in the nude.
Oh, that's good. That's a different kind of pajama. We don't sell that one here. Visit DodgerNation.com/shop for some of our freshest new swag and use the promo code BHLive20 for how much off?
20%
off. That's why it's 20. We got a sick launch angle shirt, which
launch angle.
A lot of people are about. We got the It's Gonna Be May shirt, which Dustin May was also very excited about, I believe.
Girlfriend, yeah.
And his girlfriend's going to be getting one. And the ever popular Babe Ruth shirt. You'll probably see some players wearing those pretty soon, sooner rather than later. So look hot and ready for the playoff push in some bad-ass T-shirts. That's going to be a sound drop. Badass T-shirts, really slow, and then horns. That's good. I like that.
So Beardman over here wants to talk to you about something. Beardman has something on his mind.
Beardman.
Beardman. I'm so glad Beardman's still alive.
Yeah, it's still going.
Like, we're adults. I'm going to pretend we're adults today. Mm-hmm. We're going to get through this as professionals. Everybody, we are all that's what Nola says, Beardman soft are those shirts. We're going to get through all of this like adult-ass professionals.
I don't think we are.
So baseball might be doling out a bit of a stiff penalty, if you will, for players using this one simple trick. Everybody, I think just about everybody saw this one. We had our own take on it, but of course MLB is warning players on the use of I guess there's performance enhancing side effects on those little tiger sex pills that you get from the 7-Eleven or convenience stores. Yeah, they're vitamins, guys, but vitamins. Yeah. So they're trying to crack down on players using those.
You know, they're erecting new laws and regulations, and I really appreciate them. It's going to be a little bit of a boner of a time for some of those players, but they're going to get in a really hard place where they can't figure out how to get their game going, but they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And if you have an erection that lasts more than 4 hours, please consult a doctor.
And use our special promo. Oh wait, I don't know.
Different show.
I don't know where that ad read falls in this one, but I mean, you never know. I guess we don't really want this section to last long, but
more than 4 hours.
God damn.
That's on me, guys.
And that's been the show. But no, this is one. Y'all are MLB players. Why? Why though? Why would you go and get the baggie of, I don't know, WTF it is?
Horny goat weed.
Horny goat weed.
That's what they call it.
Just like Mom used to make. Oh man. Jack says, Brooke, oh my God, that was like 3 jokes in 7 seconds.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
it's hard
Thanks
for him to go
reckoning it.
longer.
Yeah, I can't go much longer than that. Not without my trusty gas station pills.
Wait, professionals. Or, I'm not going to mention the other one because I don't know how much longer we're going to have them as a sponsor on the podcast side. But, Jahuli says Valero Viagra.
Perez.
God damn, that is good.
Perez says, I came back to my computer while Brooke was talking about what?
Context, yeah. Anyways, thanks for stopping by, Jahuli. But this is a weird thing. Like, you don't expect that. Who's doing it? And more importantly, are there any Dodgers?
I can think of one.
Whomst do you think, sir?
I mean, if you guys had to put money on it, who would you say was popping these pills? Because I got literally one.
I
one
know
man in
who you're
mind.
saying.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to say it. We can just think it and enjoy it together.
Yeah. Around, you know, with some popsicles.
You let us
ice
know in
cream.
the comments below.
Some ice cream along the way.
And some melted, pizza pans.
Yeah. Press 1619 says Jeff Kent is.
Jeff Kent's still doing it. He's a cop, too.
Straight up a cop.
Yeah.
All right, that was the fun of that, guys. But the last good section, and of course, people watching on the stream side would wonder why it says previewing the Yankees. That's because Stan messed up. Backstage Stan over here messed up.
He know English.
he know English. He only speaks Korean. But we got the series preview of the Yanks versus Dem Bums. Unfortunately, they're going to be playing in really, really stupid-looking uniforms.
I'm so pissed off. Like, when's the last time the Yankees played at Dodger Stadium, first of all? And second of all, what the hell, man? Like, you have two of the most historic uniforms in all of baseball, and you're going to ruin it by using these dumbass-looking plain white and plain black uniforms. I get people really like them for some reason. There's some people who are like, these are awesome. I'm like, I don't give a crap what you think because you're wrong.
They're very wrong.
I'm really upset about it. I wanted to see some Yankee pinstripes or something. Yankee grays. I don't care. It doesn't
And now
matter.
you're gonna
Give
see
me
these
something.
ugly, like, black uniforms.
Just plain black versus plain white. Like, not even any Dodger blue mixed into there. Like, what the heck is that?
They
Go ahead and show all your, your charisma and characteristics, but make sure you do it just wearing plain clothing.
like, maybe at least let them draw on it or something. Let Jock, like, get out a crayon.
Jock loves using crayons. He just learned how to write his name.
And he loves the taste.
He used to draw the E's backwards, but now he figured out it goes the right way.
in Jock.
Yeah, in Jock, the E in Jock.
The E's in Jock. But it really ruined the series, and there are a lot of people who are really upset about it. Of course, it's still going to be a matchup of two powerhouses, and hopefully, maybe potentially, we get to see the real uniforms, come October. But yeah, just last bit on that. They had the uniforms, the new ugly unis on the Sportsnet LA cast last night, and or the night before, whenever the hell it was. I think it was to start the series. So on Tuesday, and yeah, they are just beyond hideous. Like they look bad on picture, and they looked worse in person. They are bland. They are ugly. Like, you can't even really read the text, what takes away from it. And what was cool about Players Weekend before was that they're essentially like almost softball uniforms in a way.
Yeah.
Like, they were light. They were fun. It was something somebody else wants to buy. But with these uniforms, people get to the MLB and New Era, whoever else does it, they get to charge more for these uniforms. So that's a thing instead of the other little pullovers.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of. I mean, you had a perfect opportunity for like throwback uniforms too. Like, you had the perfect opportunity, and you just blew it. Like, you absolutely booted this thing. And Major League Baseball has a tendency to do that with the Dodgers. They kind of screw us over on a lot of stuff. Won't get too much into that. East Coast media bias, trash. No one likes the Dodgers, et cetera, et cetera. Go Yankees, go Javi Baez, and that's it.
But
Major League Baseball.
Jahuli cannot wait to watch Los Dodgers versus Los Yankees.
It's pronounced Los Yankees. Yankees.
We.
Who knows? Maybe they'll pull a rabbit out of a hat and come up with some cool uniforms on Sunday, like last game of the
it's probably
series.
not going to happen.
Look, I can only hope, because I'm going on Sunday, and I really, I feel like I'm
Wow.
wasting my money now that I'm going to a game where they don't have their uniform. I'm really upset.
How can you afford that?
I can't.
Cool.
I'm sitting really high up.
Cool.
I think Dodgers Randy said she's going to buy me a Michelada, though, because
Wow.
I got her out of the 10th inning yesterday.
That's pretty clutch.
I said Jock can't walk it off here, and then, Muncy did, which is essentially the same thing.
Jock Muncy. Perez says cool flex, bro. But so the Yankees. This is going to be, despite the ugly garb, it is going to be a fun series as we're getting closer to game time. We're about 15 minutes away from game time as we're recording, so we won't take up too much more of y'all's time. Some of y'all that I could actually watch the game legitimately. But the Yankees have had a lot of injuries this season, like a lot of injuries. They have a bunch of dudes on the injured list right now.
They do.
They have a super old rotation, mostly spearheaded by the 38-year-old CC Sabathia, who I think is literally held together by 99-cent store duct tape.
And grease.
And grease.
Like food grease.
And grit. And a lot of power arms in the bullpen. And I have zero doubt that either our bats will do very good or very poorly against their starting pitching.
The math adds up.
But I can guarantee you, the Dodgers seem to love hard stuff this year. You could look at the pills, but that one works.
There you go. That's good.
Mixing it up. But I forgot where I'm at. I was a little happy to. I was happy to be able to bring
you
it
just
back.
really wanted to get into that.
I really wanted to get it back, but we've done so well. We've performed, if you will, so well. We've had added performance against the hard stuff this year. High velocity. Somebody like Max Muncy just feasts on that.
Yep.
And you have what? Zach Britton, you have Aroldis Chapman, you have Kenley, you have I think Betances is dead. I don't know if he's even pitched at all for them this year. They have Adam Ottavino, who Dodgers have more than enough experience against.
Oh yeah.
So there's a lot that I like about this series, and that's where I've kind of been a little off about people concerned about the Yankees more. I mean, I get it. The Yankees are second in all of baseball in home runs, and they've done that with Mike Stanton or Giancarlo Stanton playing all of like 5 games this year.
Mike Stanton. What year are you in?
Throwback
What year
Thursday,
are you in?
bruv.
Yeah, they have. I mean, their pitching is very average. Like they're not really anything special. As a staff, their ERA is like mid-4.
It's 4.5.
And their relievers are just a little bit better.
Yeah, they're what's it called? Their starting pitching, Domingo Germán is their best guy. He has a 4.15 ERA.
I've never heard of her.
Same.
Yeah. So I think the only thing I really worry about with those guys is the fact that they got, 13 guys on the team that could hit like 30 home runs or something like that.
No DH this weekend, boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not going to get to see CeCe hit.
No.
Oh,
wait.
man.
We do get to see. Wait, is
Does
he
he line
pitching?
up?
I don't know if he's pitching.
I think
this
he's on the
series.
DL.
Yeah, it's the IL, man.
I'm so sorry, guys. What year am I in?
Yeah,
I'm in the year of Mike Stanton.
Exactly. But you got Gary Sanchez, who's bombing, Gleyber Torres, Gio Urshela, or Urshela, however you want to pronounce it. That dude's hit, what, like 10 home runs in the last 5 minutes or something like that. It's going to be a wild series, and I think that the Los Angeleses can take it 2-1, if you will.
I think it'll be very similar to the Boston series. I think it'll line up almost exactly the same.
But it's gonna be fun, and this Mike Stanton is the 3rd best Marlin ever. Of course, you're talking. Get out of here, Miami. Nobody likes Miami. Apparently, this German dude, Domingo German.
Domingo German.
Yeah. He's leading baseball with 16 wins, as if that means anything. Because wins are very important, but
Yankees just stack up runs.
Yeah, they absolutely do. This Brett Gardner keeps playing for them, so I'm fine. They don't even have Aaron Hicks healthy right now. Gleyber Torres, again, he's a beast. It will be fun to see Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger kind of facing off, because I think this is the first time they've gone head to head. So that'll be cool. I think
they have Gonsolin slated for Saturday, don't they?
Yeah. Gonsolin versus you got Goose. I love how DJ the Mayhew, like, people were like, why did they sign him? And he's been their best player.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I think Kershaw lines up for Sunday.
Oh man, you're gonna lose.
I'm gonna see some bombs probably.
They're gonna be bomb doggies.
That's all right.
But I'm
going with the Yankees fan. He'll have a good time.
I think it's gonna be fun. I guess. Whatever. I'm not going. I don't got that kind of money.
You'll make a live stream while I'm there.
Yeah, no. But no. Anyway, so that I guess that's all we're going to talk about with that regard. We do have a little bit of an extra one. I wasn't sure if we're going to have time to mix it in here, but last week we teased some of it. It is out now on our youtube.com/DodgersNationTV, but the interview that I was able to put together with DJ Severe and, of course, Dieter. And I feel bad in this particular clip I'm going to show, but Dieter didn't say much in this clip. But, he was enjoying it and loved the guy. He's a nice kid. Friend of the show. He
likes to smile. Yeah.
He does love to smile. Mm-hmm. But we're going to go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage. This clip is about, this clip.
Thing for me that's happened is a lot more music producers are coming to the games. And so some of the stuff I listen to that's really not available that they just make, I've developed relationships and listening. So I'll send them DMs telling them who I am, and I really like the track. And then
people dropping their mixtapes at you.
But they're dropping me. I can get the tracks I want just as easy. So people are sending me music, all the time I request, which is good because I'm making a relationship with them. And, then they come to the stadium and I play it. And they're like, so it's kind of the best like pub and marriage you could work. I mean, I couldn't ask for a better opportunity to get music that I normally couldn't get, emailed to me.
Yeah,
know?
there you go. And everybody, if you got some tracks, only hot tracks.
Yes, only hot tracks. But everybody says their track is the hottest in the intro. Everybody.
But how many fire emojis
Right.
are on the particular cassette? Yeah, have you ever got a cassette handed to you?
Oh no, but DJ packs only. I tell people like, if you're not, don't send me a YouTube link. You know what I mean? Send me a DJ pack with a clean version, instrumental. You know what I mean? Everything on it. That's how I know you're ready to go.
So that's how you can get them to play your music. Just send DJ Severe a DJ pack that I didn't even know was a thing. Apparently, you're supposed to send people like an instrumental and a clean version and all that. Like,
DJ Pack is Manny Pacquiao's DJ name.
you lose.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. Just because we love him so much and we've seen it pop up so many times, Mr. Moshi L451, this is the man of
Famous
Twitter guy. He is the man who challenged
He's the man who's in line for a lot of money.
He's about to win $300 million from Manny Machado, hopefully by the end of this season. He is that guy that came out on that viral clip. He's the fan that basically said, Manny, we're going to win a championship before you do. And he said, I'll bet you my contract. And it was like, okay, that's stupid. But
yeah, I love
sure.
that. It was like, F you, I miss you. That was
F you, dude, F you. When are you coming back? Yeah, but he asked about Brandon Morrow. Would we want him on the team next year? That's a big no for me. He's an overpaid reliever who made it with the Dodgers and skated by as being reliable, and now he's out for the season. And the Dodgers have a tendency to make nobody into somebody for the time that they're with LA.
Yeah.
See Joe Blanton, for example. Or Brandon Morrow, for example.
Or Max Muncy.
Or Chris Taylor, or...
CT,
we can go
man.
on for a while. Anyways.
Thanks to the pills.
He stays up.
Oh, man. This has been a weird show, guys.
I liked it.
But the most important thing I do believe, outside of Max and company getting a puppy, for those of you that are hot on Twitter, Doyers Please is back.
What's up? Yeah.
Wait, here it is. Greatest day in the history of the universe and all the other universes, too.
Which you know what that means, right?
Gail is back.
Gail has time on her hands to handle 2 Twitter accounts now. If anybody has a better idea of who Doyers Please actually is, I'm open to hearing it. But unless I hear any different, I'm convinced this is Gail, 100%. And I'm okay with that. I'm actually better with that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of some random person.
No.
Or it's a burner account for Andrew Friedman, which I'm also all about.
I personally, I was one who said I think it's Farhan Zaidi because it disappeared about the same time. He went to fight the wars in San Francisco.
Yeah.
But Perez says it's Joe Kelly, clearly. No. That's a no for me, dog. It's A-Rod, actually. It's Alex Rodriguez.
ZZ Black Rose ZZ says, Please is back. And yes, you need to pay attention because it's big news.
Anyway, I guess it's about that time, guys. We're about 5 minutes out till game time. We just got unfollowed by Perez, 16-19. So there's plenty of room to become Twitch's #1 fan. Until then,
wide open.
Until then, guys, you can find us on the internet at DodgersNation.com. Subscribe to Blue Heaven on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM. Oh, so many more.
Oh, so many more. I'm BrookMe3. This guy over here is at RealFRG. We're both on Twitter and Instagram. Go follow us, you cowards. We are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and at Official Dodgers Nation on Instagram. Huge thank you to our crack production team, which is us. And us.
Yeah.
And you. And thank all of you for your comments, for your questions, for being so awesome, for being around. Don't forget to enter that purse contest, which is, it's happening and it's going to be over pretty soon. So get on that and enjoy the game. And we will see you next Thursday.
Bye. We got you, Perez. Don't worry.